It was a night meant for laughs, light-hearted banter, and the signature red couch of the Graham Norton Show. But what unfolded during this now viral episode turned into one of the most brutal public takedowns of a royal in recent memory. Prince Harry, self-styled rebel and recent memoirist, found himself on the receiving end of a blistering and utterly unexpected roast by none other than Hollywood's sharp-tongued comic, Seth Rogen. The studio audience roared with laughter as Rogen dismantled Harry's self-importance with surgical precision, and for once, the Duke of Sussex had no scripted Netflix narrative to hide behind. The episode started predictably. Prince Harry, donning a muted blazer and his signature grin, took his place alongside fellow guests Seth Rogen and British actress Jodie Comer. The format was familiar: share stories, plug projects, laugh on cue. But from the moment the introductions began, it was clear Harry was walking into a different kind of jungle. One filled not with paparazzi, but comedians with no allegiance to his curated public image. Graham Norton, ever the gracious host, welcomed Harry with due decorum, but his sideways glance at Rogen hinted at mischief brewing. And mischief came quickly. After Harry began discussing the emotional difficulty of leaving royal duties and surviving his life in Montecito, Seth Rogen quipped, "Yeah, it must be really hard, leaving a castle for a California mansion. Thoughts and prayers, buddy." The crowd erupted. Harry's face visibly tensed, but the worst was yet to come. As the conversation turned to Harry's memoir Spare, the royal launched into what seemed like a rehearsed monologue about trauma, healing, and his fight against the British media. But Rogen interrupted him mid-sentence. "You know what's weird, man," he said. "Most people go to therapy to not write a 400-page revenge diary." The jab struck deep. Norton, ever professional, tried to steer the conversation elsewhere, but Rogen wasn't finished. "You escaped the monarchy to live in peace, right?" Rogen asked. "Then why are you on every screen, book cover, and podcast whining about it? It's like quitting a job and then starting a podcast about how you used to be a terrible employee." This wasn't comedy. This was confrontation disguised as stand-up. And Harry, unprepared for an unscripted response, sat frozen with a tight-lipped smile. The clip went viral within hours. The moment Rogen hit Harry with the revenge diary line, millions of viewers took to social media to declare what many had long suspected: Prince Harry's public image, painstakingly managed through PR firms and glossy interviews, could not withstand genuine scrutiny, especially from someone who didn't care about his titles or tabloid drama. Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, every platform lit up with edits, memes, and threads titled "Seth Rogen Ends Prince Harry." The responses weren't just about the humor, they were about the audacity. Finally, someone had challenged Harry not with royal etiquette or media courtesy, but with cold, unfiltered honesty. Later in the episode, Harry tried to save face. "I think we all have our journeys," he said stiffly. "Some people hide behind jokes. Others tell their truth." Rogen, without skipping a beat, replied, "And some people monetize their trauma with Netflix deals." The studio audience gasped. That line would later become the headline for several opinion columns. It was more than just a joke, it was a cultural diagnosis. Rogen had captured what critics and former royal watchers had struggled to articulate. Harry's transformation wasn't one of growth, but of commercial reinvention wrapped in a victimhood narrative. Even Graham Norton, usually eager to protect royal guests, offered no rescue. Whether due to production politics or a desire to maintain authenticity, he let the moment hang. For years, Prince Harry's public image has shifted from the fun royal to the broken truth-teller, a journey accompanied by multi-million-dollar deals with Spotify, Netflix, and Penguin Random House. His media appearances paint a man haunted by legacy and hounded by the press. But the truth, according to many who watched that Graham Norton episode, feels less noble. Rogen's jokes peeled back the veneer of authenticity that Harry has worked hard to build. When asked later backstage why he went so hard on the prince, Rogen reportedly said. "He came here to sell his trauma like it's a movie script. I just added some punchlines." And that was the heart of the issue. Harry came not as a guest among peers, but as a brand on a press tour. Rogen, unbound by royal reverence, saw through it and called it out, to millions of cheers. By the following morning, reports surfaced that Harry's team was furious about how the show had unfolded. Insiders claimed the prince was blindsided by the lack of editorial control and had expected a respectful and safe environment. But this wasn't the Today Show or CBS Mornings. This was British television, raw, unfiltered, and unapologetically cheeky. Harry's handlers reportedly tried to suppress the most viral clips from the BBC's YouTube channel. But the internet, as ever, had already done its work.